Is everyone comfortable?
Yep.
Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Free promotion for Starbucks.
Yay! All right, so welcome to the Half Sweet Podcast. I am your host, Annie, and on today's podcast, we have some social media content creators. Yeah, how about everyone just goes around and, give your little elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch.
Yeah, sell yourself.
Who wants to start?
All right.
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'm Sandy. Hi. I'm a content creator on TikTok and Instagram mainly by day and then entrepreneur by night. I'm a startup founder of a tech company right now. But yeah, I guess that's like a one-liner.
Nice. Yeah. I'm sold.
Wow, that was a fancy one-liner.
Yeah.
I wake up at 10 every day.
No. Me too, actually. I wake up at 10
I wake up at 5 a.m. and get started.
No.
Okay, well, my name is Andre. I'm also a content creator, but part-time, I guess you can say. Mostly on TikTok and on Instagram. Trying to start out YouTube as well. But my main job is actually being an English teacher here in Taiwan. So,
Okay, for me, I'm not actually a content creator yet.
Like you are?
I'm a content creator, but I'm not full-time or part-time.
Aren't you part-time? If you do it,
It's like
part of the time?
you can say that, but I would say I just started a few, maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
Which means you're a content creator.
I am a content creator, but I don't know, I can live, I don't earn much money.
Well, neither do I.
But I would
still
say
be a
I'm a
content
YouTuber,
creator.
mostly a YouTuber, and also I try to start with TikTok right now and also Instagram, a lot of Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's going to be more. I'm just starting right now.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of content. It's pretty crazy. So my name's Annie, and this is my podcast. And I do content creation part-time, and then I also do a little bit of teaching, like Andre. My background's in marketing, and I don't know, I'm just kind of bumbling around and trying different things and seeing how they go. So that's why we're doing this podcast, because I think it's fun. So yeah, so the one thing that we do have in common is that we all create content on social media. And that is basically what this entire podcast is going to be about today. But I don't necessarily want to just talk about numbers and getting clout on social media. Instead, I kind of want to dive a little deeper today. So my first question for the day is, how many sugar daddy DMs are you getting on a weekly basis?
I wish I had a lot more.
Me too, actually. Me too.
Really? Y'all aren't getting any?
No.
Really?
Okay, I don't like
That's not making my money.
Oh my god. I mean, I get weird email.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what's your monthly allowance? But I feel like those are scams. Not actually a proposal. I'm still waiting for that type of proposal.
You're waiting for the real,
I'm
real proposal.
I'm not gonna settle.
You can send them to me and I'll test them out,
True. No, I'm just kidding.
Currently 0 though to answer that question.
Shoot. Okay, I'll send mine over. Just kidding.
My edgy handle is Andre Arcarillo.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh,
Self-plug.
nice plug.
And you, Adrian?
Nothing.
He is the sugar daddy.
Oh.
I think we as guys,
see.
Andre and I, we usually don't get that many.
Well, sugar mommy.
There aren't any sugar mommies.
You never know. Hit me up.
I mean,
What's happening over here?
I have loans to pay off.
Fair. Good point. The things we have to do. All right. Actually, okay. Well, we'll actually get into the real questions. I didn't want to send you guys that question, okay? You can't prepare for these kinds of things, all right? You guys wanted the list of questions, but I was like, wait a second.
The shock factor.
Yeah, I can't give you everything. All right. So the first question is, what motivates you to be a content creator on social media opposed to just solely a consumer? Anyone can answer first.
okay, actually for me, I just really like to be famous. That's my
Valid.
goal.
Yeah.
I know, I like people to know me. You know what I mean? For example, yesterday I was in Jofen, and actually 2 people recognized me. And I'm I don't know if you guys know me, but I got 12K on YouTube right now, and Instagram and TikTok is...
And 12K within 4 or 5 months. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, right?
Especially
But-
with YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's hard.
people don't usually recognize me, but yesterday in Jofen, 2 people wanted to make a picture to take a picture with me. And I was like, oh, this feels kind of good, people recognize you on the street and want to take pictures, and that's really
That's
what I want.
Yeah, and I think it's because you put a lot of effort and time into your YouTube channel, so it's like your art. So when people recognize the art and the effort that you're putting out there. I think it feels nice.
Yeah.
That it's like, wow.
And it's also pretty nice to get like your creative touch in your videos. Like I know a lot of people they have some editors for their videos, but I really like editing it by myself because you get like your own creative touch in it.
Same,
and
yeah.
That's pretty nice, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. All right, someone else want to touch on the topic?
Sure, I'll go. I don't know. I guess I was really into like YouTube and also Vine when that was a thing, like back in high school. And for me at least, I like to make videos or I like to make content because I think I just like to make it because I like to make it. And I also like to make it as a way to kind of, because I try to make a good range of like maybe travel content, but then maybe like humorous, but more specifically for travel content, it's kind of like my own diary per se. And like I can look back at the videos and kind of reminisce like, oh, that was so fun, right? So that was originally what I was doing before. The videos were all just like kind of for myself of like, oh, I really like to have something to see. And actually, I think I know exactly where the inspiration came from. My parents used to make like these photo slideshows of our vacations. And so then I would like kind of do it with my dad. And so I started to kind of get into that of like, oh, maybe like recording as well and like videos, like that'd be even better and kind of like show them with my family. But then, people started noticing on social media as well. And then TikTok came around. And then I don't know, I'm like addicted to TikTok and I thought the things were funny. So I was like, oh, I'm funny, maybe. So I don't know. I also enjoy making people laugh.
Yeah.
So
you are quite funny.
What I
lol.
Yeah, why?
I just have a quick follow-up question. When did you get onto TikTok?
I started TikTok during the pandemic, when the pandemic started.
Same. It's like when everything is like started taking off, especially in the US as well.
Yeah.
Everything was just like so fast. But I feel like so now it's still pretty growable, just less hypey.
Yeah.
Like back then you can grow super fast with one TikTok, go viral, and then you can like
it's more competitive
Yeah,
nowadays.
for sure.
Yeah.
I did TikTok in Austria, like I am from Austria, and I did TikTok in 2019, I think.
Okay.
So that was quite early.
Yeah.
And I also like it grew pretty fast at that time. But I did it in German, like German comedy, and I couldn't like it wasn't really the things I wanted to do. So then I quit after a few months, but it went pretty good for like those few months. But right now, I don't know.
It's like a little harder
it's
now.
harder, right?
Yeah.
It's more like it's way more
It's more
competition.
saturated.
Yeah. And I've actually read an article. They say that on TikTok, the employee actually have a heating system. So if the TikTok employee,
I've seen that,
right?
Yeah.
And if they scroll on TikTok, if they like a certain creator, they can heat your content.
Heat?
And
What do you
so
mean
like heat based, like a little button that like they just press on and they boost up your content for you.
Okay.
So that's like okay. So it just
interesting.
teaches us that okay, TikTok is an algorithm, but then also. It's also there's some human element that we don't know about.
A bias.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. But obviously, you still have to be creating great content. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, like if
interesting.
someone behind I'm going to fix this mic. What were we just talking about?
Inspiration. I should
Yeah, it's just like
oh, no, you're
basically-
talking about the heat thing.
The
Yeah,
heat,
like if
yeah.
someone just like in the behind the scenes or in the TikTok offices, I guess, if they really liked your video, I guess, yeah, it's like the golden buzzer of like America's Got Talent. They're like, that's a great video.
my God,
and then
yeah.
it's just going to send everywhere. So it's kind of hard, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But I feel like that surprise element also makes TikTok kind of exciting because like you feel like you can pop off anytime.
Yeah,
And
that's
like you
true.
can be the next Alex Earl or like Charlie D'Amelio or whatever it is. So I guess like that's where it comes from. But
I feel like it also really depends on what you blow up on TikTok, because like in the past, like I have had TikToks that blew up, but it's like, do I want to keep on making this kind of content? Sometimes the things that you want to blow up doesn't blow up, and the things that you don't really care about blow up, and you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? Do I
Yeah.
have to do this forever? Is this my forever
Niche,
career? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a forever niche. So it is a little bit difficult. But yeah, I've definitely ventured a little bit more into, I guess, like YouTube, like longer form content. But I do find TikTok very enjoyable as well, for sure.
So why do you make content? Did you answer the question?
Oh, I won't yet. So for me, like Andre, I've also been on, social media for a really long time, especially watching YouTube. And when I was younger, I was also, I was really into like TV shows and movies, and I loved like hearing storylines. And obviously YouTube was probably the closest thing to just a regular person making stories and creating content. So for myself, I would say that it's my love for storytelling and desire to improve my storytelling. And that is why I enjoy creating content on social media. I like to say things. And it's nice in the sense to, obviously, like when you're saying something or when you're creating something, you want someone to listen, obviously. So you have to create good content. So I feel like that's the motivating factor for me, is like, you know, what's the best, most valuable kind of content or story I can tell, and how much value can I add to another person's life simply by, you know, being where I am. And I feel like social media is such a great, you know, it has so many great platforms because you can reach so many people from simply just being in your room. So yeah.
And that's why she made this podcast, so
Yes.
she can talk more.
Exactly. I also like to talk. I can tell more stories.
Yeah.
So this one time, basically, this boy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Have you answered? Yes.
Yeah, have you answered? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I keep sidetracking.
No, it's okay. It's totally fine. Yeah.
So I went on social media. I felt like there wasn't a place for me on Instagram at that time, because I was followed by most of my friends and family, but I have these creative juice that I wanted to talk about. And at that time, I was really passionate about business, like e-commerce and how to start something as a young entrepreneur. But I thought it was so cringy to do it on Instagram. So I just did it on TikTok, and I opened a TikTok that no one followed me. I was like, thank God. And it just started working. And I don't talk about it enough. I don't talk about it on Instagram until like maybe 6 months after, when I see some type of result. But I've grown up watching YouTube as well. I think our generation grew up watching a lot of YouTube. And because of that sparks a lot of our like different career path and like passions. And that's also why I wanted to start content creation as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. Everyone ready for round 2?
Yep.
Sure.
Very good. All right. So my next question is, how did you get over the fear of posting on social media? Because I feel like a lot of people deal with that, and that's what prevents them from posting online.
I didn't. Like for me, I still have that fear because I'm pretty new. But I would say you just have to post. So you just have to start somewhere. You know, like just start posting. And I know the first few videos will be bad and will be maybe a little bit cringe for you afterwards if you watch them again. But for me, I would say just start.
Yeah, that's a really good
that's
point.
the only thing I would say. Like
Yeah.
just upload something.
Yeah, I love that advice, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I have to script out, I have to do so much planning, and that actually stop you and hinder you from actually posting. So I really love like the way that Mr. Beast put it, like your first 100 content on YouTube or like anything, it's not gonna be great. And it's so true, because looking back at 2020, my TikTok, I want to vomit. And like
TBH, I'm like, can I like private those?
yeah, like I'm like, and TikTok is still pushing those out. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, like stop doing that. Like I don't want people
The TikTok is just like promote.
I know. I'm like, bro, like what's going on? But no, I completely agree. I think that there's no way other than just posting it. But I know it's easier said than done. So rather than doing that, if you feel fear of judgment, like I did, what I did is start a new account and no one knows what I'm doing. So you can be yourself freely then. That's a great way. Or just block off the people that you think is going to be a hater. And that works too. Yeah. I lost so many friends because of that.
Really?
But who hell cares?
Oh,
Can you swear on this
wow.
podcast?
I mean, like you can always bleep it out, so just you know, do whatever you want.
Okay.
Wait, so you actually lost friends
Oh,
from?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I definitely do. And then I just like,
Why? Why do you think
I
you lost
think
friends
that
from
it
posting on social
doesn't-
media?
if it's intimidating, like you're moving forward and not a lot of people are interested or care about what you're doing, and that's fine. I think that's great, because I don't want your energy and you don't want my energy, then let's go a separate way. And I'd rather not have you see your content as well. Like you don't want
Right.
to see my content, then I will
Yeah.
help you. I'll unfollow you.
Yeah.
Make it easy for you.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
fair. Yeah.
That's actually what helped me the most, like starting everything new, a new Instagram, new TikTok, new YouTube channel. That helped a lot, like because I know all of the people in my hometown, all of the people in my hometown would like be, hey, that's so cringe, look at him, you know, like
Yeah.
like they will look at this, hey, he's trying to be like an influencer, or I don't know, and they will be like, that's so cringe. And like, I know they will talk behind my back. So starting everything new helped me a lot.
But do they know now that you're doing content creation?
Well, you're successful now, so like now it's okay.
Yeah.
So now it's like
it's always like the beginning.
Exactly, which is like kind of shitty.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think it's just like for the beginning, as soon as you like reach, I don't know, 10K or 100K, it's like more like, I always knew. Like I always knew he gonna be successful, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
But
actually.
in the beginning, it's like always this like cringe influencing TikToker, YouTuber.
I had to go through that phase actually because I didn't create a new Instagram when I started doing social media. I created a YouTube channel and I didn't tell anyone about it until, a video blew up. But for Instagram, I just started posting, my little fashion pics. I was like,
But that's like more private, right?
No, it's fully public, and I started like going for it. Like I just started like posting on my close friends, and I did, eventually, words travel. I started to hear things about people I knew, friends of friends, saying, "Oh, why is Annie like posting? Why is Annie doing this?" So I had to like deal with that. I was literally like, "This is awkward."
Then you weed out the friends that's not like, great to take
That's
around
true,
as
yeah.
well.
And I think also two people, I don't know, some of them were also good friends that I would hear about, but eventually, you make friends that, like you said, like are on the same energy and they're doing the same thing, and then you can feel a lot more comfortable and confident, doing what you want to do, because honestly, like who cares? Like do what you want to do.
I feel like the outsider here because I don't think I actually ever feared
really?
from the beginning posting, but I think it's just because all of my family's already on social media.
Really?
Like from the beginning, like they've all had like Facebook and stuff, and then they always be posting everybody's business on it anyway. And so it's kind of just always like out there, like especially with my family, everything would always just be posted. And I was kind of like one of the later ones like in my family to actually have like an Instagram and stuff like that. And so because I was already used to the way maybe they were posting like parts of our life online, it was just kind of easy for me. I mean, to be fair, obviously in the beginning things were more privated and just like for my family. But then at that time, some more of my friends started to like have Instagrams and stuff as well. And I had a few friends in high school who were doing pretty well on Instagram and stuff. And so I think maybe it's just like a competitive side to me as well. But I was like, that sounds, you're getting followers.
Are we talking right now about the like posting pictures just posting like private pictures, or is like
anything public?
The point where you said like, oh, now I want to be like.
No, it's just more like the
professional.
No, it's just talking about the fear in the sense because I was just saying like
in general posting, because I think we all posted like pictures on our Instagram, for example, like but more on the private side, like.
I mean, just in general, when you decide that you want to start posting content,
like more publicly.
More publicly, for you want to develop an audience. At that point, what was holding you back from doing that? Because obviously, we're all posting photos, regular photos, but I feel like the regular personal photos that you post on Instagram, for example, is different from if you want to post audience for content for an audience.
Yeah. I think I actually think the fear came after I started posting, because I did post when Vine was a thing. I posted a couple of Vines, and then I didn't think anything about it until like I got like a hate comment. It was like the first hate comment. I was like upset about it at first. It was something like, "Oh, you have no life, you loser," or something like that. And I was like, obviously me, I'm like what, 14 years old, 15. I was like, like, oh, someone's calling me like loser.
Oh my God,
but then I like kind of transitioned out of that mindset, and to me I was like, hey, I got a hate comment, like I'm going somewhere.
You're OG
talking about
me. Vine OG.
I mean, I didn't reach any, like I didn't have that many followers on Vine, but that's when I was like started on Vine. So
But I feel like making content creator friends always help, because like when they start posting, it kind of gives you the boost of confidence and be like, oh well, they did it, like might as well let's do it together. So like having a group of like people and community to hype you up, it's also a big like get over the hump type of thing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things is if you want to start posting on social media, you need to put yourself in an environment that other people are also posting, because you can do it on yourself and that's totally fine, but it is a little bit lonesome, I think it's definitely, good to find some other people that are doing the same thing. Next question. Have you guys ever encountered any clout chasers?
Can you define clout chaser?
Someone who wants, maybe not a clout chaser, but someone who wants to be your friend, or someone who wants to associate with you, and you start to get the feeling it's because they want to gain a following.
is that any different from wanting to collaborate with someone?
Okay, I was just thinking about that right now. Because I personally don't like care. I think it's like very chill. And the thing that I care about is like, does the person want to put the effort into creating content? Because the moment I see a person wanting, you know, to develop an audience, you know, create their own audience, I'm all for it. I know how hard it was to begin. Because when I started, I didn't start off doing content creation with anyone. It was just by myself in my own room. But some things I have heard in the past from just like associating with other, you know, content creators is like this kind of fear of people want to be your friends because you're doing social media.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because it's like if you have a feeling that they are into content creation, I don't know, I feel like I have a good vibe. Like with, I mean, I just met you, but with you two, like I knew you guys made content and we're like into that as well. And of course, me being someone who already makes content, it didn't feel like that to me. Like, oh, they just want that clout. Like it was like a similar.
I mean we're also not that big of an influencer, you know. It's not that we get like 20K if we do a video together. Like maybe a few
but I mean, like
will
it's
go over,
it's still a little different than just like someone. I don't know. To me, it just felt like it's kind of like in general, if you're meeting someone with like a mutual interest, you know, then it might make it easier to vibe with them. But I don't think I've ever had anybody that they just like wanted. I don't know. It's hard to define because I feel like most people who would be quote unquote clout chaser, then what you can say that I'm doing the same thing because it's like a mutual collaboration and we're kind of feeding off of each other's content.
And I brought you guys all here actually today to steal all.
Yeah, so she's a clout chaser.
I'm gonna steal them all for this Hasu podcast. All right, we only reached just 100 subscribers on YouTube. So everyone here, you know, Sandy, Andre, Adrian, all your guys' audience, all right, they're coming on over here.
But I haven't encountered any cloud chaser gladly. I don't. Okay. Also, I'm very antisocial. So like maybe that's also why.
You're antisocial, but you're a social media content.
Okay, that's the thing. I feel like I can talk to camera because they're not human. Like,
it's like not a real person.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, I can talk to that. But then in person I'm like more like reserved in a way. But no, I only have friends that I really want to push them to social media, but I don't want to push them too hard because it has to be their decision. But I just know social media can really change your life.
So you see potential in like people that you associate with.
Exactly. But I also don't want to do it too hard because when I first started out, I saw the growth and I'm like, guys, do it with me. Like this can be like huge. Yeah. But then I feel like, okay, that's too much. So I started to reel back in. If you guys want help, I'm here as a resource.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the social media community that I have encountered here in Taiwan is very positive. I think that, you know, there are some places where it is a little bit like, oh, you know, this person's copying me, this person's clout chaser. I have encountered some places like that. But I feel like
I think it's more positive.
Yeah, maybe in US.
Where we come from.
I think so.
Like Europe or like America.
And I think also just like the fact that like, you know, we know how hard it is. You know, so that's why it's kind of like when you see someone else creating content, it's like, good for you.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm struggling with right now? Like the humor of like Asia or Taiwan, especially. Like, I don't know. I think my humor is pretty different, or like in the humor in general in Europe is pretty different than what people find funny here. You know, like for example, a lot of like sarcasm and ironic things. I think the people don't really get here because sometimes
it's hard to translate. It's so hard to translate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like when I do it in English, or because for my subtitles, a Taiwanese friend helps me. Then I'm explaining to him like that it's not like
it's not that serious.
Yeah, it's not that serious, you know. And then he helps me translate it a little bit. But still, I think like people don't get it that much, or maybe don't use it that much here.
Oh, I see.
And that's like basically my humor.
It's sarcasm.
It's just full of sarcasm and like ironic things, and that's pretty hard for me to like adjust to the humor here.
Yeah,
but I'm also pretty new, so I have to like get in
I have a quick follow-up question. It's just like your contents, are you targeting specifically Taiwanese audience? Okay,
like Taiwan or Chinese speaking. Like my Chinese is really bad, but I try to talk Chinese in my videos. But yeah, it's basically targeted for the Taiwanese or like Mandarin-speaking community.
If I could ask, like, and also like all of you as well, like, who's your main audience base, and like why are you targeting them? Because like I'm curious, like why not in Europe? Because like influencing market is like bigger there, like collaborations money is bigger there as well.
Lots of
Why?
a,
influencers.
a lot
Exactly.
bigger. I don't really know. I'm also half Taiwanese. If you guys don't know, like I was born in Austria, but I'm like half German, half Taiwanese. And so I always wanted to learn like fluent Chinese, and I always wanted to be kind of famous or like a YouTuber. And then I was like, maybe I can combine those two and just start with YouTube here. And then when I came here, actually, like 5 months ago, my first video kind of blew up. Like I got 350K on YouTube, and then I got like 7K subscribers in like 3 days.
Wow.
So that's when I was like, maybe this can work out, you know. Gave me like a kickstart, you know. Like I came here, first video blew up, and this gave me like a big motivation to keep going. And now I'm like at 12K, I think.
Yeah, so you already have an
it's still-
audience established.
I still have a small audience established, and even like I see that there are like people who are like really interested in me as a person, like not just in the video because you do some kind of funny stuff. Like seeing more and more people be interested in what I do or my opinion on things, you know, that's pretty cool, I think.
I think I relate to him on a lot of things, but I do love the attention as well. It's basically what he's saying.
I didn't want to say
It's basically what he's
I
saying.
love
You could
that.
just say
You
it.
just like,
You could just say
no,
it.
I love the
We're all
attention.
attention.
I love it.
I'm an Enneagram 3. If you don't know anything about the Enneagram, basically 3s are attention whores.
Oh, really?
I learned to deal with it. It's fine. Everyone's gonna hate me for this. Anyways, no, I think the part that I relate to in terms of like audience specifically is kind of like it's circumstantial, and like the establishment of the audience was kind of already placed because I mostly started. Yeah, I mean, like you could say I started a long time ago with like Vine and like little YouTube videos here and there, but I wasn't. That was like all just for me and like my family and stuff, right? But then when I came to Taiwan, that's when I started to, I guess, take it more seriously, like content creation back when the pandemic started. And considering how TikTok works, I don't know if it has changed, but TikTok has like a location lock thingy, right, per se.
Yeah.
Like when you first post videos, it'll be boosted to a certain geographical location depending on where you are, right? And so of course I'm in Taiwan. I'm starting in Taiwan. The majority of my videos are going to go directly to a Taiwanese For You page at first, like anyone within this region. And of course then it starts to get pushed out differently or like to other places. And so because I was creating TikToks, like content in Taiwan, then just consequently my audience was Taiwanese or Chinese speaking. And so because that was already kind of established for me, then now my main audience is like a Taiwanese audience or just a Chinese speaking audience in general. Not just Chinese speaking, but maybe those who are learning Chinese, a bilingual audience, or just people who are interested in like Taiwanese culture. But that's kind of like why that's my audience and my target audience.
But what
Gotcha.
audience do you want to target? Like, is it the same audience, or would you rather like to have like a only English speaking? Because I saw a lot of your videos are actually in English, and also your YouTube videos. Oh no, now you changed it, right? Like your last few videos.
I
are
like half in Chinese,
more
half in
Chinese.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because the majority of my audience is primarily Chinese speaking, but I would like to eventually have a reach that's more international. But that's why I always add bilingual subtitles to all of my videos. And that's why I say, I guess more so specifically, my main audience would be, again, more a bilingual speaking or an audience who is interested in Chinese culture, the language. And that's why I add both subtitles, because I have been getting a lot of different, like my analytics or whatever, like, yeah, the majority of it's in Taiwan, but it's only like 64 something percent like Taiwanese. The rest are like people from other countries like Malaysia or Singapore and even the States. But for me, I'm just assuming that perhaps those people are people who are interested in learning Chinese or interested in like Taiwanese culture.
Yeah, I
For
would
me,
say
it's like 95% Taiwanese.
Really?
Oh wow, that's high.
Yeah.
But that's like also the audience I want to target. So
Okay, that's
actually
good.
pretty,
That's
pretty
good
good.
Yeah.
Just the age is a little bit high.
Oh, your age is high. The age?
Like my
What?
audience-
Really?
my audience age.
That
And
is
you have no sugar
surprising.
daddies or sugar
Oh
mamas
my
yet?
god.
okay.
Okay,
Question was for you, Adrian.
expecting DMs coming after.
Like it's actually it's pretty high. I would say like 40 plus, and most of them are like 35 plus.
Wow,
That's
good
pretty
for
old.
you.
Where are the
sugar
That's
daddies? Hello?
actually perfect because brands actually pays
know.
a lot more
Yeah.
for higher age audience because they have bigger spending power. So
Yeah,
that's good for
true.
you.
But
Yeah.
they don't fanboy that much, you know. Like
yeah.
they don't come up to you, hey, can we take a picture, you know?
I mean,
He's
low
an
key, they
Enneagram 3.
probably
He's an
want
Enneagram
to.
3. He likes the attention.
Yeah, they want to. They just
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
embarrassed
that's
to,
what I
yeah.
said why I started. Like I really like when people recognize me. Like
Yeah.
that's just I just love that.
I mean, it does feel nice. I remember the first time it happened to me, and I was like, "Oh, I made it." But it was also generally nice. It was like, talking to
Yeah,
them,
and
asking their
it gets
names.
more and more. Like it starts once or twice, and then it gets more and more.
It's quite
but
motivating for sure.
yeah, it's really motivating. A lot of people see me on the street and then they text me on Instagram.
Like,
They
really?
Because
really-
they're afraid maybe that's not you, and then they're gonna get embarrassed. So like, wait,
yeah.
okay, got
You
it.
can just talk to me.
You can just
take a
ask for my
picture with
photo.
me. Just ask me. Go on.
I already got my signature prepared for you.
And your guys' audience?
For myself, my audience right now, the audience that I'm targeting obviously is like women, majority women. I do obviously have some like men and everything, but yeah, I don't really speak that much Chinese, and I don't speak Chinese in my content, so an English-based demographic for sure. And I'm very much looking to target a very international audience. Right now, I'm actually only 15% Taiwanese audience, because I feel like a lot of people in Taiwan, they can, a lot of them are usually going to be looking for content creators that are speaking Chinese and English, and I'm primarily just speaking English. So the other 85% is just all over in the random parts of the world. Who knows? I don't know. Honolulu? Who knows? So I guess that's my target audience, and I definitely want to stay within women. If I get a video that too many men watch, I delete the video.
Oh,
really?
I do,
nice.
just because it just messes with my stats a little bit, slightly. And if the
I
age,
agree.
I'm okay with men. Men are great. I like my audience to be primarily
Girls.
But
women.
it's also
Yeah.
like your content is more.
It's girly.
focused
Yeah,
on-
my content's more girly. It's more
Yeah.
focused on women. So I feel like if I am getting a completely wildly different audience, like demographic, I feel like I'm like, oops, I just did not make the right type of content. Like
Yeah.
I messed up. I'm the one who didn't, read the room very well. So yeah. What about you, Sandy?
I'm actually in the same boat with you, because I was in Boston when I create content. So I was there for a year and a half, and then I moved back to Taiwan a year ago. And then, so most of my audience are US based, so that's why I never speak Chinese on my platform, because like most of them are international. But on TikTok, my audience like 60% like US, and then other than that like scatter around. But my Instagram is like weird. Only like 30% is US based, but then all of them afterward is like Morocco. I know. Or like
Brazil, Morocco.
for real. Like I'm like,
like,
where does this come from? So I'm actually not sure about Instagram, what's going on, but
yeah.
I can get TikTok, because TikTok, if you want to target in US based audience, switch to the SIM card. So I never change out my SIM card in US. So I have two phones, Taiwanese phone and a English phone, and I film everything and post everything on my US phone. So I never got like Taiwanese For You page. I just go.
That's
into
really
US.
smart.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because when I visited the States, like in the past 5 years, I was going with a Taiwanese SIM card. And so at first I thought like, oh, if I post content here, is my audience going to be able to see it? But it still was like totally fine. But now that you talk about it, I was like, oh, maybe it's because I actually had a Taiwanese SIM card. So then maybe that's why it's still like maintained. Like it still was on Taiwanese For You page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty good tip, I think. Maybe I have to
Yeah.
buy a SIM card.
You can also like do two. You have two channel, and like you do bilingual, right? And you do
Yeah.
bilingual. You
No.
So we couldn't, but you can have two and post two different account. One target US and one target Taiwan. You have same piece of content targeting two audience, growing
Yeah.
two different channels.
That's a good tip.
I know, right? When you told me about that before, I was like, dang it, I should have brought my other phone, like from Canada. And so I was like so hesitant to post on TikTok, because I thought it was only going to go to like just a Taiwanese based audience, which would be fine and everything. But I just, it wouldn't have reached that much, since I don't speak, Chinese in my content. But then as I started posting, for somehow, I don't know what happened, I was able to get on like a
That's great.
wider audience. But I actually don't really know what happened. TikTok,
Weird.
yeah, weird. Adrian was about to ask a question without the camera being filmed. Tisk tisk.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
How, Sandy, when did you actually start like making content? Like
Yeah.
when did you start?
I officially started June of 2020, like early, because my birthday is on May 23rd. And I remember on my birthday, I was like, I want to make social media my thing. And and then after like a week after, I started a new account. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to post 3 to 5 pieces of content on TikTok every single day. And I
Every
did
day?
every day. I did
Wow.
that for 6 months. No rest.
Was this in Taiwan?
in US.
Oh, in US.
Okay.
So 2020, like mid-pandemic, I had nothing to do. So like I was like posting every single day. I blew up within 3 months. I grew from 0 to 100K, and then 6 months I grew from 0 to 250, and then stagnant after that. But because I burned out, because like that's too much, and I would never recommend anyone doing like that much of content right now.
But it did get you where you are right now.
Yeah, it's
So would you recommend it?
I still wouldn't, because I feel like that tip would be suitable for like in 2020. But I think now contents are more focused on long form, quality storytelling rather than short, trendy type things. Definitely have shifted the content, like social media landscape for sure.
I see. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to know when you, so 2020 is.
Sorry, I should have just said Tundra and
No, it's good. I love
Yeah.
We're here for the stories. That's what we're here for.
And also, I think right now, yeah, as you said, like long form content gets more important again. Like it was back in the day, it was important.
When we
but
were
then-
watching YouTube.
Yeah, when
it
we were
was
watching YouTube, it
all
was
hype.
like only long form content, and then it, like TikTok, Instagram
Yeah.
Reels, and that stuff came, and then it switched to like only short form content for like a few years. That's when you started actually, like 2019,
that is,
20,
yeah.
21. And I also feel like now it's changing more to like long form content, but you can use TikTok and like short form content for getting a bigger audience or like
Yeah.
getting more attention on your long form content.
like a trailer.
sure.
Yeah, it's like because you really, as you said, like you can go viral with just one video, and then you can reach a lot of people really quick. You know.
Yeah, I feel like it's really important to be doing both. Like a little,
Yeah.
it's hard to do both for sure because, you can get burnt out really easily. But I feel like the short form is really good for promoting your long form. And then the long form is where the quality comes in and you can actually, get some
Keep your audience,
loyalty of your
the
audience.
loyalty.
But it's just harder to create and takes more time.
And I don't know how you guys do it, but for me, it's like I really struggle because I feel like I don't have like my day is too short for
know.
creating
Yeah,
all of
same.
that,
Same.
because I edit it takes me a really long time to edit my YouTube videos, and then like Instagram and TikTok content is like Instagram Reel and TikTok content Reel is a little bit different, like the videos that go viral on Instagram Reels doesn't have to go necessarily viral on TikTok too. So for me, it's like kind of hard to create all of that, like to create one TikTok or Reel a day, edit the YouTube video, upload the YouTube video, Instagram pictures,
Yeah.
create all of that in a day.
Yeah, I feel
And also learning like Chinese and
Oh, yeah. and also trying to pay rent,
Oh my
Yeah, like,
God!
geez.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Like,
for me,
it's
I
hard.
don't make enough money to pay my rent with that. So that's like more, I have to do that in my free time. And then I have to go to work, go to the gym, like do sports,
I
learn
know.
Chinese. And
So
it's like
much.
so much in a
Yeah.
day.
Right.
I don't know.
There's a lot of balancing going on.
Yeah, and this is a good segue actually, because one of the things that I want to talk about is, well, right now you're a full-time content creator, is that correct?
Yes,
Full-time
I am.
content creator. And are you at a point right now where you can solely just focus on content creation? Like, do you have to have side gigs where, to help pay with bills or rent, or is this something that you are fully able to be sustainable off of at this moment, if you don't mind answering?
Yeah, of course. I love pay transparency because I think that creator economy is like so big and people don't know what to charge and stuff like that. And yes, I can definitely live solely off full-time content creation, but I don't only have one stream of income in content creation because I strongly believe that it's impossible if you only rely on brand deals because it's so up and down. One month you can get like $500, the other month you can get $30K. You never know, and brands take forever to pay you. So you need to do affiliates, digital products, something that's more well-rounded. So you're not only depending on one type of thing. And I also don't know if content creation is a career that's like super long lasting. So I'm also building a tech company on the side because I could, right? I have the following. I could funnel that to an actual business that can be longevity wise.
That's really smart. Yeah, I also agree. I feel like you cannot just do content creation. Like you could, but it's like, how long is that going to last for?
Exactly.
You have to be creative, think of other things and, other methods to make money, like this podcast. So if you want to donate, I'll set up an account.
Sponsor, guys,
Yeah.
sponsor.
Hashtag
We're
sponsor,
using
hashtag ad.
Yeah, we're using Sony, by the way.
Yeah, true.
And Rode.
Rode mic.
Yes.
Yeah. I thrifted this from Valley Village. Valley Village.
Hit us up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's also what I think. Like, it's doing like YouTube, TikTok is nice for getting an audience, but then you can use that audience to build something bigger. You know,
Yep.
that's also my long-term plan for the future. To like, first of all, get an audience, you know, but then use the audience to build something else,
Sustainable.
like more sustainable. I don't know, a business or something. I mean, you never know. You know, we live off YouTube. If YouTube goes down,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't have a job.
It's like
you know?
goodbye.
And what if
Yeah, that's
TikTok
it.
get taken down?
Yeah,
Like
like
our page
banned.
could get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that, like
fear
that,
of
it's
my-
over, and
Yeah.
like we don't have any control over that. you know?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing, and for especially like if you do more, like if you do Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, it's very unlikely that all three of those go down.
Imagine.
But you know, if you're just a YouTuber, doing only YouTube, and then I don't know, something happens with YouTube,
Yeah.
then you're basically you
Yeah.
know?
Beep.
Yeah. You're beeped.
um,
That's fair. Yeah. What would you guys say for you is the most difficult thing about being a content creator?
I think for me, it's definitely like what you were saying. It's kind of like balance of time, because again, my main job, my only job in terms of like where I get a source of income is teaching. That's why I came to Taiwan, was for teaching. And so kind of trying to balance that out. Honestly, I feel like, I mean, yeah, I'm not making any money right now, like a consistent income from my social media, but I still consider it like a part-time job, because like literally when I'm not teaching, I'm just thinking about, oh, what to make next, or like what content can I like push out there and stuff. Like my mind's constantly thinking about what else I can like produce when I'm not teaching. And so it's hard because I work maybe like almost up to like 20 hours a week, like teaching hours, and then on top of that, you know, like office hours and stuff like that. And that's like all in the afternoons. Like if you're an English teacher in Taiwan, you usually work in the afternoons if you work for a cram school. And so like I only really have like the mornings, but of course I want to sleep in. But I really only have like the mornings to edit things and or like late into the night. And so it's like trying to find a good balance of like my schedule, right? Of like also wanting to, you know, maintain like friendships, relationships at the same time. Finding time to eat, you know, and stuff like that has been really difficult, because again, I would love to be able to have the opportunity and the privilege to like transition full-time to content creation, where I'm just like working on like brand deals and stuff like that, etc. But because that's currently not like where I'm at, the difficulty now is just like balancing out time to create. I'm not a one-person show, because I have people like helping with subtitles and other stuff like that. But at the same time, like I'm out there filming it like on my own, and then I'm like kind of creating a vision for what I want to make. I'm putting all the videos together, and then I do like a rough draft of all of the subtitles, and then I have somebody help me edit all of them. And so it's like, it's hard to be consistent, I think, with posting, because ideally it'd be like, oh, I post every single Sunday, like on YouTube, and then every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like on TikTok. But sometimes I can't obviously demand someone to help me, you know, for subtitles, you know, like, oh, sorry, like, you know, they have a life as well,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not like hiring them. They're just doing it because they want to help, which is really nice. I'm very thankful. And so I think the difficulty is like kind of being consistent with like a posting schedule, and also just finding time to edit, and then also finding time to eat, just do my life, you know?
Hang out with friends.
But I think that's kind of funny, because like people would assume content creation is like so easy, you just post a video a day. But for me, I would say, if you say like full time, if I'm a full-time creator, I would kind of say yes, because I spend like more than a full-time job on content creation,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't get paid like a full-time
Right.
job,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, so you better go up to him and ask for his photo. He's really putting all this
Please,
work
please.
for you.
But that's what, like, I think most people don't really realize how much work and effort, like
Have to
putting
put
out
Goes into it,
that much
yeah.
content is really, like, how
Very
much
difficult.
effort it is.
Yeah,
really.
but I also feel like full-time content creation is glorified, because my fault partly as well, because I promote that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do that sometimes, but I feel like it's glorified because I have so much more of admiration for people that have a 9 to 5 and content creation, because it's insane how much work you need to be doing. And on top of that, if you're working a 9 to 5, you have a more consistent income. So whatever you earn on content creation is kind of your side hustle gig wise. And that's kind of what we preach, having multiple streams of income. So if you couldn't have a stable income, like, don't quit your 9 to 5. Please
Yeah,
don't.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
that.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
Well, if you want to go full in, good for you too.
What I
Okay,
did
take
is
pictures.
I quit my job in Austria, and then I moved here without like I got some savings, but
Yeah.
I got like right now I got no income except like a little bit from like YouTube or collaborations or like modeling stuff, but not like really monthly income. Like it really depends.
Yeah, it really depends on brand deals.
So
Yeah,
just
that's
budget.
what I did. I quit my job and then I moved to another.
This is your plan A.
another
There's no
country.
plan B.
There's no plan.
There's no
It's not plan A. It's just plan.
It's just
it's just my plan.
Plan.
But if you like blindly believe it, honestly, I feel like if you believe it enough, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and mark
manifest
my
that.
word, I feel like it's gonna happen for him.
It's already happening.
It's already happened. Yeah.
I have to make it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good mindset, though. I think. Like, I think that's the kind of mindset that
Also,
will
I
make
think
you make it.
Also, I think if you really have a plan B that you really can rely on, maybe you rely on that too much.
Yeah, and you won't try
like,
hard enough.
It's always, if it doesn't work out, a few videos doesn't do good, and then you say, I still have my plan B. You know? And if you only have a plan, you only have like, they didn't do good. Yeah, now I have to put out better videos, more quality. I don't know, what can I improve? That's what I saw. And even right now, if videos don't go viral, it's kind of hard, but I try to go like to learn from it. What can I do better? Like how can I improve? And I think it's all about that. Like just keep on posting videos and then try to improve with every video, and sooner or later it will work out.
Yeah, exactly. That's very, very good advice, actually. I should scratch all my plan Bs, plan Cs, plans FD.
If you have to, like for me, I'm pretty lucky that I have like some savings and I can live here. Like I don't have, I think I can live here for the next year without getting income. And that's like a pretty long time for starting with all of that, Like I don't have like any stress or.
Yeah, so you got 1 year.
Yeah,
To make it.
Okay, fuck.
1 year. We're gonna come back
you say it like that,
in 1 year and see what.
Let's put some pressure
Where's
on.
Adrian?
now it's actually.
You better be at 1 mil.
1 year. No, I think 1 year is
Time's ticking.
is enough.
Yeah.
It should be enough.
All right, so this is very unfortunate, but actually we're time's up and
We have
go.
3 more minutes.
We have to be out of here by 11:30. Unfortunately, this was really fun though. It always feels so short. Like every time I film these things, it feels so short. So if you guys like this episode, let me know and we can film a part 2, social media part 2 with the social media gang, But I just want to say thank you very much for coming onto this podcast. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Adrian. I think you guys
Thanks
are
for
all really
inviting
cool.
us.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love other content creators. I also love my other friends too, but I love content creators as well because I'm also very inspired by seeing other people create content. So you guys are awesome.
Great. Thanks, Annie.
Yay!
And thanks everyone for watching.
Annie.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye.